Good Monday to you, everybody in Com 710. Welcome to week, boom, 1. How you doing? Welcome back from Christmas tide and the break. And it's time to start the semester. But, for any of you who've had me in classes or know anything about me, we don't start until we start. You know that I run out of coffee. That's better. I am here now. You're sufficiently caffeinated communication instructor. How's everybody doing? All right. Did you have a restful Christmas tide? I guess. Were we out of class for Advent? I don't remember. Advent, Christmas tide, and then Epiphany. I hope so. I hope you had opportunity to spend time with family and sort of think about what you're going to be doing through this new year, 2025. I like the ring. I like the sound of that 2025. It sounds like we've it sounds like finding a lucky quarter or something. It seems to portend well for the coming year. So all good things this year and this semester. Okay, so to start the class, let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Jeff Gardner. I'm going to be your instructor throughout the semester. You can read more about me in the Canvas module. I have been working in communication and international communication for years, decades. Spent time and worked in 27 countries. Okay. And my objective this semester is to bring that experience to you in a way that's interesting and practical if you want to go on and work in the field internationally yourself. Okay. This class is required for those of you doing your PhD in communication and strategic communications, but we're going to make it as relevant and eye-opening, I think, as we possibly can, to give you sort of a perspective of what's going on out there in the international landscape, global landscape for communication. Okay, so this week, what to do? First things first, go to the Canvas module, download the syllabus, print it out. In it, you'll find a calendar of everything that we're going to be doing throughout the semester. You'll find the grade scale, the assignment descriptions, and all of that stuff. And I'm going to go over that with you right now for this video. Okay, so my office hours, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 to 2. You can call me. You can text me. If you text me, say, hey, this is so-and-so from Com 710. As it is with so many things in life, it's a matter of perspective. Now, I will tell all of you, I love you as my students, my brothers and sisters in Christ. I am deeply invested in your success, but think of perspective. From your perspective, there's one of me. From my perspective, there are several dozens of you. And I don't just mean in this course, I mean all the courses that I teach. Okay. So tell me who you are, what's going on. We'll get to know each other as the semester goes on. All right. If I'm not able to answer during that time, I'm already on the line or engaged with somebody else. I actually block out that time in which I'm here and available to you. If you want to email me, that's fine. Please email me through Canvas. Right. My email is there on the syllabus. But emailing me through Canvas helps me keep my correspondence straight as to, who's asking me questions and from where and what. Okay. Going through the syllabus. So that's page 1. We're going to skip down here, page 2, go down to page 3, course objectives. This is what we're going to be up to. The assignments, it shows you which of the objectives they drive at. All right. There are essentially 3 categories of assignments. You'll have a series of presentations, then you'll have questions throughout the week on the readings, and then you'll have a research paper, which we're going to split in 2 parts. I'll talk more about that here in just a second. Okay. Attendance policy. do I keep attendance? No, not really, but you need to log into Canvas each week. You'll get a notice when I send out a video. I'll do at least one a week. Now, it is extremely important that you watch these videos. Okay. There will be information in these videos that's not going to be posted in written form on Canvas. Why is that? Because the links to these videos are posted on Canvas. I will work week by week to keep these things certainly under half an hour, usually 15 to 20 minutes. Today might be an exception. Okay, so watch for the announcement for the videos. If I see you drifting out to sea, that is, if I can see that you haven't logged in, you haven't been there for a while, I may ping you and say, hey, is everything going on? Is everything all right? How's it going? Because look, we're here to develop as professionals. All right. So that's the objective. And part of being a professional, especially in the communication biz, is staying plugged in to the communication. All right. So attendance, no. But now for the first week, you do have to show activity. And so I may, I'll figure out something, a quiz that doesn't get graded, a hey, hello, hi, are you there sort of thing. The reason for that is the university is required to demonstrate that you're participating and that you're a real person. Because believe it or not, nobody here is going to be doing any of this, but there are folks out there who sign up for courses, universities online, and then take federal money and then don't actually do the course, or worse, create false accounts, and then they have bots that sign up for courses and they take the federal money and don't do anything. In order to satisfy federal guidelines that discourage that, Regent University has to demonstrate that everybody in a course is actually a somebody, not a bot, and that they're active in the course. If you don't respond, if there's not some sort of interaction during the first week, the office of the registrar will begin to disenroll you from the class, which you don't want. Okay, so especially for the first week, make sure that you're plugged in and that you are here. All right. Weeks, you'll notice in the syllabus and on the schedule, when you get down to like page 7 or page 8, that is the week by week schedule, I do things slightly differently. Right? I begin and end the week after Monday. So the week will end Monday, and it actually begins, right as the week ends, really begins on Tuesday. Why do I do that? I try hard to stay out of my office on the weekends. I teach here, and I do a lot of writing, and I do international consulting. So I'm traveling. My wife works she's part of a medical practice. We have 4 kids. We have 3 dogs. We have a cat. Good Lord, no fish and gerbils. Life is busy. And the time that we have to see each other usually lands on the weekends. So I try to stay out of the office on the weekends, and especially on Sundays, on the Sabbath. I try to spend that time focusing on worship and my relationship with the Creator. And I want you to be able to do the same. All right. I'm not going to have you working, till the wee hours of Sunday night to get a post in before Monday morning. If by the end of Friday, you need a little extra time to complete something, you have Monday day. So things are due at Monday night at 11:59 p.m. Okay. And then I will post all of the new stuff, discussion questions, videos, these sorts of things on Tuesday, starting on Tuesday. Discussion questions go up on Tuesday. Usually the video will go up on Wednesday, because that gives me time to read through everything that you've done, and then put together a lecture about this week's material. Okay. So the class schedule, the rhythm is a little bit different than what you might have been used to, but there's a method to the madness. Okay. Continuing on, people always ask me, oh, how are the discussion sections, the discussion posts evaluated? Can I be really honest with you? Yawn. Come on, you're communication majors and PhDs. You're going to be doctors, and you're going to be excellent doctors in this field. you know what an authentic communication is and what's just blah, blah, blah. So if your post looks like, a phishing email or something that barely rises above what you would say to somebody else as you pass them on the street, you're not getting any points. Hey, Joe, that was a great point. It's like, really? Come on. Substance, folks. Bring questions, communications, real life interactions, these sorts of things. All right. At the bottom of page 6, these are the textbooks that are there. McFall and Phillips, Thusis, and Vernon. They're in the Regent bookstore, but I do not know why. But the Vernon textbook is an unreasonable amount. You need not get them from the Regent bookstore. Okay. You can get them on Amazon, especially the Vernon book. You can get that used for like cheapo if you find it digitally. I don't know. It may actually even be floating around there online. A wink. That you can get it. You do not need to spend the Regent bookstore amount that is in order to get the books. Okay, but there they are. I've got some recommended stuff for you. You don't have to buy these, but if this is a topic of field that interests you, here, some listed here on the top of page 7. Okay. And I will be drawing from these and supplying you with the reading. So you don't have to get these. I'll give you little slices as the semester goes on. And then if you want to read more from them, go ahead and read more. All right. But from McKinsey and Horeb, and from myself and from Thomas, these are things that I'm going to be providing to you. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the assignments. All right, so you'll have essentially 3. You're going to have a series of class presentations, and that is, I'll be asking you to evaluate international media organizations, some that interests you. Okay, tell me a little bit about them. All right, you can now in this class, for all of your presentations 1, 2, and 3, you can work individually or you can work in groups. If you're going to work in groups, all right, you must give me the heads up and tell me so I know how to grade you. Okay, all right. In each of the presentations, you will be creating a video component. You must, let me repeat, you must use YouTube to platform your video. I don't care how you record it, but you must platform it on YouTube. Why? Because Canvas is really persnickety sometimes about what file formats it does and doesn't work with. Oh, it says, it works with this and that. No, it doesn't. All the time I get links, and especially, sorry folks, you Apple users, for some reason, it just does not work and play well with MP4s, which is a common Apple format for a video. So when we get to the presentations, when we get closer, I will give you a little bit of information about how to create a YouTube channel that you post your videos on. So the link, like this link, is easy to access. Okay. All right. So anyway, 3 class presentations. All right. I'll ask you to do a summary of the readings. All right. I'm going to ask you to analyze and discuss a religious media entity, whether it's a film or an organization, international. And then for presentation number 3, you're going to present your research. That is what it is that you're focused on. Okay, that's the first assignment component, is your presentation papers. Second one is discussions, which will be questions that revolve around the readings from each week. And the third is your research paper. For those of you who've had me, you know this drill, but those of you who haven't, let me tell you how I do research papers. I always split them into 2 pieces. Okay. Oh, all throughout my undergraduate work and my graduate work, I kept hearing the writing is rewriting. To write well is to rewrite thoroughly, and yada, yada, yada. Great. And I agree. Writing is rewriting. I write a lot. I spend a lot of time working as a journalist and as a commentator. So I write every day. and I rewrite every day. Okay, fine. So when you get to class and you know, you have these paper assignments, and the typical rhythm is, here's the research paper. What's your topic? Thank you. Okay, that looks good. Turn them in the last week or in the last day of class. And then between the last day and when grades are due is usually three to 4 days. Okay. I consider myself a thorough reader and a fast reader, right? It is near impossible for me to give you any meaningful feedback within the space of 3 or 4 days, as a researcher and as a writer, when I have a stack of paper. Because remember, this isn't my only class. That typically semester to semester adds up to something like between 2,500 and 3,000 pages that I need to read and evaluate. Now, I'm a fast and thorough reader. I'm not going to be able to say something meaningful about 2,000 pages in the space of 4 days, plus everything else. And when I used to get papers back as an undergraduate and a graduate, I don't know about you, but I was not always of the habit of sitting down and with great focus reviewing everything an instructor had said to me, and then going, oh yeah, next time I'm going to do that. Man, I'm busy. I've got classes next semester. I've got a job to line up. I've got, stuff I'm doing. I go, oh, okay. So we're going to split this paper into 2 parts with 2 different due dates and 2 different point values. The first one will be, I'll ask you to put together an introduction, a literature review, and then to describe your methodology. What is it and how is it you're going to do this? All right. And that first one I will evaluate very thoroughly and very carefully. I'll give you a lot of feedback about your writing, about your methodology, about your research, about your use of sources. And then I'll turn it back to you. Now, here's the deal, because since writing is rewriting, you'll get a score for that first one. And if you're not over the moon and thrilled with the score, the way I work it is when you do the second part, which is the final paper, it's not 2 papers, it's just 1 paper into 2 parts. So when you do the second part and then redo the first bit, if you change what I say, hey, you really need to change this, or if you keep doing what I say, hey, do more of this, and you score higher on the final paper, that is part 2, whatever the higher is, I will raise your score on the first one. So let's just say on the first one, you get like a 75. You're like this. Okay. And then on the second one, you get a 90. I'll raise the first one to a 90. And it's all percentages, so it works out. Okay. Do you understand? As we get closer and a little bit further down the way, I'll explain more, but that's my philosophy. That's the method to my madness. All right. Okay. Take a look at the weekly schedule. Modular week is in March. It's around week 9, so we don't have readings and such. I will post for you starting on Tuesday, it is tomorrow. So that's when, we could do a Monday night to Monday night questions for the readings, as well as 2 chapters from Mackenzie, because you're not buying those books and you don't have them. I will give them to you. So for this week, get started on McPhill and Phillips, the introduction and part 1. All right. And then likewise, I will send out the assignment sheet that will detail for you presentation number 1. All right. And this is going to be an opportunity for you to sort of flex your oral communication and demonstration skills by reporting on one of the chapters from the books that we are reading. For the paper, the design here is for you to put a paper into a form that you could submit for publication. And I have to tell you that now, and thanks to our departmental chair, Dr. Perry, we have an excellent and increasingly well-regarded publication right here at Regent that is here specifically for graduates that you could submit this paper to. All right. So part of the final instructions on the paper is a little detail from you as to where you would submit it. But I would strongly encourage you to look at the publication that we do right here at Region. Okay. So in terms of preparation for this week to get started, start by reading, the introduction and part 1, chapter 1 to the text. I will provide you with chapters. I think it's 3 and 5. Yeah. To Mackenzie. So you need to start with McPhill and Phipps. Okay. And then questions going up. All right, everybody. Welcome back. Going to have an exciting semester. I'm looking forward to having you. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to email me. If you're having any problems, pulling down the texts, you're getting them from somewhere else besides the Regent Bookstore, which is fine. I mean, that the Vernon book is just like, okay. So look for it in other places. You have till like the end of next week to do so. I think you can get it on Amazon for like next to nothing. All right. And even a digital copy would work. Okay. Welcome back. God bless. And if you have any questions, shoot me an email. Otherwise, I will see you on campus. Take care. Bye-bye.